we have a different work, but it's not like one tool you cannot use for everything. Yes, you can use it for everything, but you might have to, you know, do some more work actually for that if you don't use the right tool for the right problems. Make sense?
Yes, yes, it does.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's move on, and this is just the introduction. I just want to show you the demo. So first thing, I'll put it in a this way. I'm not using slides because I won't be able to finish the course if I use the slides, because lots of time will be wasted. So here, Terraform workflow. Okay. So I just said there's only basic workflow I'm going to teach you, and that is here: initialize, plan, apply, and destroy. So I'll put in the steps. It'll be easy for me and you also. Step number 1: install Terraform. That is the first question. Okay, that is the first question. Step number 2: decide where you where you want to code. Sorry, I mean where you want me to know. It should be for which, decide for which infra you want to code. That is the stuff. So I have decided, hey, I'll do that coding for AWS Hub. These are the two tools which is available, so you can get it up. Okay, so that means Aka, this is called provider. So how do you download the provider, by the way? So there is a command which I'm going to show you, and that is Terraform init. And this is the same command I said, and I was showing you here. Are you comfortable now? That means if you want to download the provider, you have to run this command to download provider. Are you okay so far?
Yes.
Step number 3: decide what resources you want to create using Terraform. And then for that, you have to write a code which is in TF. I'll teach you, that's not a very difficult code. So you have to write a TF code. And after that, you have to do step 4, Terraform plan. What is plan? Plan basically a driver. Plan means it will not create infrastructure, but it will check whether you have everything in place or not. And then finally, step number 5, you have to create the infrastructure like those AWS instance or GitHub resources. So you have to run apply. Apply will create resources on AWS. And then this, when you apply, remember that image. When you apply, so this Terraform will send the code to a provider. Provider will send to the AWS. AWS will create the resources and will store all the output in the state file. And then after that, once the requirement is done, destroy that. So this is the workflow which we have to learn to get started. Are you able to understand now? Can I show you the demo?
Yes.
All of you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, let's get started. So now this is a first step, install Terraform. So I need one machine. So which machine I should get it? Let me use some of the machines which I used just a session before this session. And this is the machines. Okay. So any machines you can use in Windows, Linux, that's not a problem. So this install Terraform, I'm not going to specify, but it's written in Golang actually. I'm not complicating too much. So Golang you can install in the Windows, you can Linux, anything. It's just a utility. Okay, so Terraform is a utility, that's not a problem. So I'm going to install it Terraform. So where is that Terraform? So download Terraform, that's all. Terraform, enter it. And which platform? So of course Mac, Windows, Linux, I'll go for the Linux. And here this is Ubuntu, this is CentOS. Okay, so run it and install. By the way, executable also you can copy in the path, it will work. That's not a great thing. It's just executable. I repeat, it's just executable. Okay, So you just copy it any places in the path locations and it'll work. So now I've installed the Terraform. You see that? Wonderful. Now Terraform, which version? And the version is, where is that? This one. Let me tell you, I am using the Terraform from last 6-7 years, I guess 6 years. And we started with the 0.x something. So now it's become 1.1. Okay. So Terraform installed. Where is the Terraform, by the way? It's executable. You can copy from here to here and it will work. See that here. This is the Terraform step. So guys, this step, I did it in front of you. Do you have any questions here?
Yeah, Rajesh, do you have offline copies? Because what I can understand is you need to be connected to internet. But in my case, probably a lot of systems are not connected to internet. So if
No
you're going to
problem,
install
sir.
that,
That's what I said. You can download this utility with the help of IT team, and you can ask them to keep it somewhere, and you can download it. Here, see here, download.
okay,
I just said it's just executable. How do you copy it? It's not a problem nowadays. Just
okay,
it's an AMD, right? So you just download this utility. So this is for AMD, and that's all. Make
okay.
sense? Yeah. So I got to install the Terraform. So first step I did it. Now, guys, I have to decide, hey, which provider I want to code for it. Though you can decide 10 provider. How many providers support it? I think I have shown you that page. Please get comfortable with that. Whatever the page I'm showing you, little bit I am fast, but yes, please spend time offline. Hundreds of providers are there. Here you see that official provider, that means Terraform has written those providers. Verified means it is written by someone else, verified by Terraform, and community means this provider has been written by people like you and me. And then you'll ask what is the difference between verified and community. So verified providers typically has been written by the tools itself. For example, let's say there's one product. What we say? Let's say there's one product which is Google has developed one product. So what they have done, Google itself has written their provider and verified by the Terraform, HashiCorp. Okay, so this is the stuff. So these are providers. So you have to decide which provider you want. But before that, you know what? I should mention some of the stuff also. So this product is written in Google in Golang. Okay. Now they have a two versions actually. They have a two release actually. One release what we have is community release. Okay, and there's one another release we have is the enterprise release. Now, community release is a free and open source, and plus this is command line tool, whereas the enterprise release is basically is a web tool actually. Okay, so a Terraform Enterprise, which you have a website for it, and lots of other features are also there. Typically, I'm doing the training for you this one, but if you are very pro in it, migrating to enterprise is not a very challenging. It's just a website. Okay. Apart from that, yes, the version I think we just discussed 1.19, I guess. And one more thing, this company, the one which developed the product, which is from HashiCorp. Okay. Now HashiCorp have a many product actually, and I must tell you here, you should learn all the tools. So initially they developed Vagrant, which I'm going to teach you tomorrow in the Linux class. And here, Vagrant, and then what tools we have? They have Terraform, they have Packer, they have Consul, they have Vault, they have Nomad, and many more guys. All these products are very good. I'm teaching you Terraform. Okay, so you should just check it out, their websites and all, you will get comfortable. Are you okay with it? So now you understand at a high level, Terraform is a code for writing, Terraform is a tool for writing coding for infrastructure. Infrastructure, you may have 100 tools, which we call it a provider. This tool is written in Golang. Community version I'm teaching, which is the command line options. And this is from the company called HashiCorp. Correct now?
Yes.
Okay, so now let's move on to the flow. So here I install the Terraform. Now I'm going to decide, okay, I want AWS provider and I want a GitHub provider. So how do I get this? How do I download this? So there's a command for init. But you know, init, to run a command, you need a TF program search. So I should go and ask, hey, AWS, tell me how can I get you? So I'm asking AWS itself. I'm not remembering all these commands in my mind. I'm going to ask, hey, AWS provider, tell me how I want to download you. How can I do that? So for that, I came to this page. I click on the documentations, and here I'll go for a little bit of this coding. And guys, all of you can read this code, this one. All of you?
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is a tier program, guys. So any providers you want to download, you have to specify this line. That's all. That's all. You want provider of AWS, provider AWS. Provider GitHub, provider GitHub. Now, if you want to force some provider, then you can use this one. I'm okay with this command. But now I'll ask, hey. So I got this. This is the provider code. I got it. Now I'm asking someone else. Someone else means I'm asking, hey, Terraform, I want the GitHub provider. I'll search for GitHub. And here it is. This is a verified provider. So I will ask, hey, GitHub, I want to download you. How can I download? Click on the documentations. Read this up. Read this here. And guys, are you comfortable now?
Yes.
All of you? So here, this is the region of AWS. I don't work in this region. I typically work in the region which is called Southern. Okay, because I am getting confused with this different region. So this is my region, so I'll just set it up. So what I'm going to do, guys, this code, very simple. This code I am going to store in some tier program, and typically, I'll create one project here. What is the project? So project one. I'll go inside the project one. I hope you are able to see my screen, all of you, right?
Yes.
That's correct.
Yeah. So here I am inside this directory that's called home CentOS project one. And here what I will do, I'll create one file, provider.tf. Now you will say, Rajesh, this file name is compulsory. I would say no. Then you will say, can I have the different name? I would say yes. But the file named extension with .atf. Now you'll say, here, Rajesh, okay, you call this save this file provider. What about if I call other files in this? If I save other files in the same directory, like other files like different code I will write in the TF. Can I keep it in this? You should keep it. So then you will ask me, Rajesh, okay, can I run only one file? Let's say I have a 10 TF file in this directory and I want to run it one file. Answer is no. Why? Because remember that I have a command which I said very clearly, plan, apply, destroy, that will not see which file you are running. It will add all the files, understand that. So if you have a 10 files, let's say I'm creating one x.atf, I'm creating y.atf, I have a 3 files right now. When you run this command, plan, apply, destroy, it will combine all the files dynamically and send it to the Terraform as per the image. This is the guy. So no matter how many files you write here in directory, combined it will send to the Terraform. Are you understanding or not, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
So please understand. Why? So then you will ask me, Rajesh, why you are writing then this file? Can you write all in for all resources for all coding in one file only? Yes, I can write it, but it's not a good practice. Why? Because I get confused for which file, what kind of content you have. So it's a good practice. You should have a different tier file for different things. But all the files should be combined while running and sent to providers. Make sense, guys? All of you?
Yes.
So back to the question, how to download the provider? The command is Terraform init, and I should run in front of you. I have no problem having empty file.
Rajesh, I'm having a question here. So
Yes.
Again, it's a dumb question, but why we're using GitHub here? So again, I understand GitHub is just for repository, but here we are talking about infrastructure deployment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Sir,
when
I'm using as an example for GitHub because GitHub is easily available and easily programmable also. So one I'm using cloud platform, that's AWS, and one is the GitHub. GitHub also support API. And at the GitHub also, you can do a lot of things. Management of GitHub, hosted repository and all, you can do that. Creating a repository, managing the permissions, setting up the branches and all stuff like that. Many things you can do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just using some of the very popular provider, but I just said you can use any provider. I mean, I have you have a lots of provider here. You see that? So hello. Okay. Okay. So let me run init. So init will download the provider. I installed the Terraform, and it has downloaded the provider. Guys, I will request you all to read it. Don't rush. Okay. Read it. Where is the provider? So guys, will be hidden. This is the location you will find the provider. You want to see that? Yum is not there. Tree is not there. Let me install it. So here you see. See, oh, it's not showing the. Let me go inside that dot. Ls dot, and then let me show you the. See, this is the one executable of AWS provider. This is one executable for GitHub. Which version of provider? Latest one, by the way. Got it? All of you? Hello?
Yes.
So
Hello,
now, guys,
can you repeat that, please?
yeah. So this is the provider init command. It downloaded. So what I did, nothing great I did. I specified this provided code in the Sphere program and run the Terraform init. You can run any number of times. This is safe to run. Okay. So init, and that's all. Downloaded the provider. Where exactly? So this is the hidden directory which you have in the project.
So which the providers we want to install, we need to specify that into one of the TF file, right?
That's
And
correct.
then
One of the TF file, any TF program you can specify.
then we need to run that file, right? Using init.
Run this command
init command. So it will read the provider we specified in that provider.tf file that you created.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, got it.
So guys, this is the step number one. So I think step number two. So we did it. This one is also done. Now, third step. Decide what you want, what resources you want to create using Terraform. So what resources I want. So guys, before that, I want to teach you something. Can I ask you one question? Are you guys comfortable with AWS first?
Yes.
I am.
Yes.
Yeah. So guys, let me put it up in this. So AWS is a service name. Agree with me? Service provider, web service, correct? Out of which EC2 instance is what? Tell me, what is EC2 instance?
It is a virtual machine actually. So in
It's a virtual
AWS,
machine. Agree with me. But in
it is,
can I call it resources?
yeah, it is also one of the resource, compute
Correct.
resource.
Resources of AWS. Agree with me?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, so AWS here we call it a provider. Okay. Then provider have hundreds of resources. Let me tell you guys, if you don't know, AWS has 5,000 resources. 5,000. Okay. When you start coding, you will never come to that moment where you have to code for entire AWS because that is the hell. But yeah, so every resources we call it resources. Like EC2 is one resource. Okay. So we have a provider AWS. resources EC2 instance. Now I will show you a little bit of demo on AWS because some of you might not remember AWS or maybe not comfortable. So see here, this is the manual steps. First learn manual steps. Okay. So this is the AWS and I click on the launch here and launch instance. And here I'm selecting AMI, right? Right? AMI. So here I will write it. So AMI I selected. And after that, I selected, see here, type, CPU and RAM, instance type. It's very much logical, okay? It's not rocket science or something like that. Very much logical, very much understandable. And third one, we select some details. This is the default one, so I don't have to select anything. And fourth is also default one, I don't have to select anything. And tags also default, I don't have to specify. And then select the security group. It is also optional. You can select, not select, it's okay. And review and launch. And the moment you launch, you get an EC2 instance. Agree with me?
Yes.
So what is the important thing which you have to select? AMI and type. This is the required things, correct, no?
Yes.
Yes.
So guys, please understand, I'm teaching you in generic way. Any API you use, like AWS, any resources you use, there's some value which is required. There's some value which is default. There's some value which is optional. Any, I'm not talking about only AWS, any world you go of API. So required parameter, default parameter set, and optional. Are you okay with this concept?
Yes.
So guys, I am not writing the code. I will ask, hey, the AWS provider, you tell me, I want to write a EC2, I want to create a EC2 instance, and you should tell me how should I write a tier program. So let me ask AWS. So I go to the Terraform provider, here in this case AWS, and I go to the documents, and here in AWS documents, you see here, hell lot of categories are there. These are not resources, categories. 5,000 resources, remember, so much. But right now my focus is very simple. I want to have a computing resources. So go to C or something like that. Computing, where is that? I'll search for it, okay? EC2. And here it is. So see that this is EBS. This is this is the EC2. And I'm searching because I don't have a patience for that. And that is resources. And right results are not coming. Here it is. So EC2 here it has come, and under the resources I'll get instance. Where's that? Here it is. Got it. Can you please read for me, all of you?
This allows instances to be created, updated, deleted. Instance also supports provisioning.
Correct. That means this is the resource name. Okay, this is the same thing I'm talking about, resource name. So every provider, you have hundreds of resources, and you have to check these documents only. I repeat, check this document. You can't remember 5,000 for one provider. There are 400 providers. Okay, so yes, you have to remember the resources. Now you have to find out which is the required parameter, default and optional, which you want. I need to set only these two, not complicating too much. So examples are given here. Data. For time being, data, just ignore it. I'm not talking about data. I'm talking about the resources. So guys, simple. Look at this. This is the code. Tell me, is it difficult to understand? Hey, resource. What resource? This is the resource name from the provider. Which provider? AWS provider. So here is the coding. Provider, resource name. What AMI is, you have to provide, and type you have to provide. This is the required parameter, so they give it to you in an example only, and then you have to give it the tag. Rest of the things, no problem. Little bit scroll down and you see that argument reference. That means simple way, provider, I'm creating skeleton, okay, has resources, and this resources has argument reference, and one more thing which we have, that is go down, and that is we call it that we call it each resources attribute reference. This what is attributes, I'll talk about little bit later. So this is the one. So here if I give you example, AWS is provider name, resource name is this one, and AMI and instance type is your arguments reference. Will you remember this pattern? And it's not only for AWS, it's applicable for every providers what you can see over there. Will you remember that?
Does indentation matter?
Yes, that's important. Okay, will you remember this pattern?
Yes.
Simple. So what do you want? You want 50 resources of AWS. Write 50 resource declarations just like this. That's all. Let's say you want one resources and you want 20 specifications you have. So refer this one. Now you will say, Rajesh, from where it is coming? So see, Terraform is not giving all these options. If you remember, all these options back, say here, here. All this is options is coming from here. So if you want to customize any resources, feel free to do so. The only thing you have to do a little bit of research. So each arguments, it can be each arguments, okay? This arguments can be a type, number, text, and boolean, and what is it, list, and something like that. See here, for example, you experience this AWS. See, this is the number. Don't you think so? This is a number. But here is a string. Here you see this is something like a text, you can say. This is also boolean. This is a boolean. Enable, disable, something like that. Correct? Are you getting my points? All of you?
Yes.
Okay, guys. So let's not complicate more. Let's do that. So guys, here what AMIs I wanted. So let's go in my region and let's search for AMIs. So cancel this time and go again. Launch instance and Ubuntu you want. Let's say Ubuntu, where is that? Here it is. So this is AMI's ID, okay? This is AMI's ID in the by region. So I'll specify AMI's ID, hard coded. And what is a macro that's let it be instance type? What is the tags you want? Here it is, hello world. And that's okay. So now copy these resources and I go back to this. Coding is done, guys. So here you see that I'm writing one code, AWS underscore resources. This naming conventions, it's up to you, your knowledge, your basic understanding of how you manage their work and code and all stuff like that. So here for all providers, I put it a provider. I should make the providers. Yes, that's a good practice, right? Providers. And then here I created all resources, which this will belong to AWS resources. Now this work is also done. So yes, did you understand the step number 3? How to write a code for it? All of you?
Yes.
Yes.
And after that, plan apply, destroy. That's all.
Hello everyone, if you would like to access the remaining videos of this playlist of 50 plus more tools which are coming under DevOps, DevSecOps, SRE, DataOps, GitOps, etc. Kindly become our channel members by clicking on the joining button. You would have access to 100s of playlists and 1000s of videos lifetime access with this membership. Enjoy.
Thanks for watching. Want to study further? Join our training programs today.